What's up guys, it's Revenge here for Divine Insanity, coming at you with the first of many guides we're going to have for Guild Wars 2. The first guide I'm going to cover today is just a basic overview of the interface, because lots of people don't know a lot and it's a bit different from some of the MMOs like WoW and that. So I'll just give a run through of everything on the interface and what they do, and then I'll go into greater detail in other guides. Alright, so I'll start down here at the hotbars. The hotbars, just like every MMO, there's your abilities and everything down here. However, Guild Wars is a bit different. You have your weapon skills here. The first three are determined by your primary weapon, which for me is a sword. It's held in my right hand, it's primary weapon. And the last two are determined by your secondary weapon. Now these change as you change weapons. For instance, if I click the swap weapons kit, I get my bow and all the abilities change for my bow. And there's many different weapon sets depending on what class you are, and you've got to experiment with those, and I'll probably make guides on that. But yeah, so this just explains what your abilities do. Don't need to go in detail there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the next abilities are normally 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, but I've rebound them for my keyboard so I can use them differently. But there'll be your healing skill, your 3, I think they're called utility skills. Yep, utility skills. And then your elite skill. And these you earn when you earn skill points from exploring and doing skill points, and from leveling up you'll get points to spend in your utility skills, and you choose what you do here. And your elite skill is a higher level one, where it's the same idea. You spend skill points on it and you get to use it. Now here is where your buffs and your conditions will appear. The buffs I have right now from the 3 signets I have active. Conditions can include bleeding, crippling, poisoning, stuff like that. And over here we have the adrenaline for the warrior. It changes for lots of classes. I'll cover that in class specific guides, but for adrenaline as a warrior, as I attack it builds up, and then it's kind of like a special ability, like you'd call it, where I waste all my adrenaline, similar to rage in WoW, on using this ability. And yeah, that's about the hotbars. Now down below the hotbars we have the experience bar, and your level on the left side and the next level on the right side. It also tells you, as you can see if you hover over it, the amount of experience you have out of the total, and they're divided into bars just like WoW, so you can kind of say I'm 3 bars off level 47 pretty much. Now next to this you have the map, which is scalable. I like to have it at the biggest scale, and you can also zoom out and in. I kind of like to have that in the middle just while I'm running around. And there's also 3 things here: pan to story, which just moves the map to where your personal story is, and then pan to character, which pans back to where you are, and then world map, which opens up the world map. Now on the left side you'll see there's a chat box. This is transparent at the moment because I don't have it open, but it'll have a running list of the chat messages. Currently I'm in the map chat. You can make new tabs with that button and switch between your tabs with the buttons there. There's some settings here that are just basic stuff about profanity filter, text size, and stuff like that. And obviously this is scalable as well, and you can take it in and that. And you type in different chats with different commands for party and guild and whisper and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll cover that maybe in another video. That one's a bit more self-explanatory. Alright, now moving on to the top right corner, you have your quest log. It has your personal story, which is, if you see I hover over it, it makes a massive sparkle on my map to where the personal story is. It gives you a brief overview of what you've got to do and what you're doing it for. You know, I'm protecting Gara while he makes his case, and I've got to go meet Gara. If you're in the region for heart quests and events, they will also pop up in this top right corner with the same kind of overview. Now over on the left side we have the party menu, where if you click this arrow here, you can invite a player name to your party, you can leave your party, you can join their party, you can create a squad and leave a squad. That's for Worldview World. And then their emblems will pop up down here. If you're in the same area as them, you'll actually see their character face, and you can see their level and their class and their details if you've added them on your friends list. Now up in the top left is all the menus you can kind of open with different hotkeys, but I'll go through them by clicking the buttons. The first one is the game menu, which you can open with escape. This has return to game, which obviously just closes the game menu. It has the options, which is all your settings, your graphic options, your sound options, your controls, and your general settings. I may run through that again, but it's kind of just do what you want, your kind of thing. Edit account opens a link in your web browser to change your password and stuff like that. Support opens up this where you can report a bug, go to their website and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just kind of if you find something wrong with the game. Below that is log out, which if I click, I can choose between logging out, going to like completely to the launcher, going to my character selection, or just cancelling the procedure. And then exit the desktop, which if I click that will completely close the program, and that's, yeah, self-explanatory. Now contacts is your friends, anyone you add to be friends with. You can also look for group here, which I haven't actually done that much of because it's kind of not used by many people. And then there's followers, which is people that have added you, I believe, and you haven't added them back. And then there's blocked people, which is mainly just where you right click and block people here, which I didn't actually explain. You can right click people's names to do features down there, but that's mainly just spammers and stuff like that you don't want. Alright, moving on to the next tab, we have the hero tab, which is pretty much what you'll use a lot. It has your equipment and your equipment and a bit on your stats about what they do and such. Not much to say there. You switch your kit around, you all that. I might go into further detail on this as well. Skills and traits, which is what I've mentioned before with your weapon skills from different weapon loadouts. Your slot skills for skill points and elites down here. And then your traits, which is your talent tree system in this game, which I'll definitely cover in another video because you can go into a lot of depth with this, and it makes different builds obviously. Then there's your story, where you can kind of read through what you've done in the past and what you're doing now. It's kind of more of a lore thing if you're really into that. Then there's crafting, which is your different skills that you get to see what you can make and whether you're actually able to and whether you have the materials. You have to be at a crafting station, I think, to be able to actually make them. So this is just to more look at what you've done, and you can maybe go, oh, I can make some unidentified dyes. I'll go make some of that now. And then there's achievements, which there's daily achievements, which is what you do every day, monthly, and the rest of it. I'll go into detail with that because it's quite a good way to level using daily achievements. It gives you a decent amount of experience and some stuff. And finally, there's the PvP menu, which shows you your rank in PvP. Obviously, I've done absolutely nothing because I did a lot in the beta weekend and I've been more concentrated on leveling. You can sort it there, and then you can go to the Heart of Mist, which is where you play PvP. And that's about it for the hero menu. So I'll move on to the next one, which is your inventory, which is very self-explanatory. There's all your different bags here that you can minimize and maximize to see what's inside them. You can sort everything. You can add bags down here to get more space. You can search a bag. And one feature up here, which I'll actually go into detail here, is deposit all collectibles. If you go and gather resources, you click this button and it puts it all in your bank in the collections tab. Not very many people know that. I actually took a while to figure that out too, so it's quite useful there. Compact just shoves everything in the first bag if you really like that, and then show hide bags kind of lets you just cram everything into one big selection if you don't like multiple bags. But I don't know, I kind of like being able to just scroll to the bottom and have all the stuff I use there, but you know, different people like different things. Alright, next up is the mail tab. Simple as stuff. You finish quests, you get sent mail, you take money from it. There's normally a take all button there. You delete them, and then you can compose ones and send stuff to your friends, and with gold and items and that, you know, regular kind of thing. Next up is the Black Lion Trading Company, which is the in-game store and also the auction house or the trading post, or it's called the trading post in this game. You know, Grand Exchange, whatever game you play, it's the player-to-player trading. It's actually down at the moment. It's been down since release pretty much because it's not working. And yeah, there's just gem stores where you use real money or coins to purchase stuff. It's mainly just cosmetics and small boosts and stuff. Next up is your guild tab, which shows everyone in your guild that you've recruited, the message of the day. Obviously, if you're a guild leader, you have a bit more to do here, like you edit the message of the day and you can look at your roster completely. You can check out your upgrades and add new upgrades from the different guilds categories. You can check the history of influence earning and people leaving and all that, and then you can edit the ranks of the members. Now I'll go into more detail on that when I talk about how you make a guild and such, because once again it's kind of a hidden thing. Like, it's really, you just click here and click create guild. No one really knows that, so I'll definitely go into more detail in lots of the subjects I cover today. Next up is Worldview World Tab, which just shows the basic overview of the different servers and how they're going in the Worldview world. Obviously in this one, Eridan Terrace is absolutely demolishing our server, Ballast Pass and Devona's Rest. So yeah, that just explains what they have, how many potential points they're earning, all the different abilities you can earn, and whether you want to go to World versus World or not. And then finally there's just the hints, which is just a bunch of tutorial kind of things to help you understand stuff a bit better. These will pop up while you're playing the game, obviously, when these things happen, so yeah, you can go back to that and read it for reference. But that about covers this, guys, so I'll be back to you later with more guides on different aspects of this UI and different things to do in Guild Wars. But for now, see you later.